All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakwadash, Barakatham. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to all items across the globe, pushing the word of truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. So, walk and talk, something that has been just hit my mind now, going to the bus stop. Get my day started, man. Plantation and slavery, constant in America, but I was just thinking about brothers, thinking about the truth and, the predicament that we're in, and how we're met with a lot of temptations and stumbling blocks and, things that are in the world that could potentially or take us out of the truth. We deal with a lot of distractions. The flesh that we're in wants to be coddled, it wants to be pleased, wants to feel good. But there's a time and place for pleasure. There's a time and place for letting your hair down and relaxing. But we can't overindulge, and that's one thing that we need to work on. I need to work on more. Is overindulging in a lot of things. It's not always wicked. All right, you overindulge in sleeping. You overindulge in eating. You can overindulge in drinking. Of course. Overindulging with women. These things are distractions for us. We have to make sure that we're guarding ourselves against the outside interference, all right, that is plaguing and bothering all the men of the Lord, man, out here in the truth. So I'm going to get 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. It's self-explanatory. We can't love anything more than the Lord, whether it be our kids, whether it be a good dad, a good employee, a boss, all right, your cars, your jewelry, your clothes, but just the life in general, because this life, it can weigh you down. It can influence you to do things that you may not do otherwise, man. And we've all been there. We've all done that, but we have to guard ourselves. We have to make sure that we're put on the whole armor of the Lord, all right, and not letting the pride of life, not letting the lust of the eyes persuade us to walk after or to walk away from Habashmi Ashai in the truth. All right. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, pride of life, not of the Father, but of the world. All right. And see, it's for the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything, we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but are from this world. And Jacob has a tendency to gloat in their possessions, in their cars, and how many bitches they got, how much money they got, how big their home is, and it's so bugged out because Jacob probably over the most minuscule, insignificant things, man. Their dreadlocks and their shoes. How about Shai gave us a treasure, all right, in these earthen vessels, which is truth. We don't need much more than that, man. The food and raiment, house to cover shame, all right. Just scriptures are very clear, about what it is that we need to be focused on. And worldly, earthly possessions is not one of them. All right, but there's nothing wrong with having nice things. You got some prophets that had a little bit of money. There's nothing wrong with getting something new or fresh. All right, but putting these things first, overindulging in them, all right, worshiping them, coveting things of the world. Hey, not every hot me outside, man. All right, we're gonna get the things our heart desires in the kingdom. The Lord blesses us now to get little certain things and trinkets and little things help us, not help us, but that we desire. Hey, that's Yapa. Now let us see Jake with new clothes and a new whip. All right, moved into a new apartment or a new home. You know, those things are good. Those are blessings from the Lord. All right, but let's not forget that our focus, all right, is to achieve what the Lord has set for us, which is what? Salvation. All right, from these judgments that's coming upon here in Babylon. You know? So, and the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, man. All right, so I have to do the will of the Lord. I'll remain in the Lord's graces, man. All right, taking this flesh and putting it under subjection. All right, taking these outside influences, the cares of the world, and putting them in their proper place, man. You know, it feels good to go without drinking sometimes. It feels good to go out with certain thing my body craves for. You see, makes you feel better, man. And at the end of the day, you save money. You save money. You know, that's really all I had, man. Just a little walk and talk about that, man. You know, we can't let the part of life, the cares of the world, interrupt and interfere with our calling and our mission, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.